And I love it when people they say the same thing about all my boys when they see them play. You can't teach that. And I'm like, who the hell you think taught? I'm the baddest sucker on 2 feet.
My name is Detavio Samuels, and welcome to the Blackprint, where I sit with the innovators, disruptors, and change makers. My guests open up about every step of their journey and share lessons learned along the way to provide creators, entrepreneurs, and executives with a tangible blueprint for navigating to the top of their industry. This is the Blackprint. All right, welcome to the Blackprint. So excited to have my guest here with me today. You guys have seen him on television. You have seen this man. He has played sports. He has raised incredible young men who are all in the NBA. He has built his own company, sports apparel brand. We're such in a moment of ownership. And he's one of the first ones to come out and say when it comes to sports apparel, we should be owning our own things. And so I'm so excited to have him here. You guys know on the Blackprint what I always say, everybody sees you on the mountaintop, nobody sees you on the climb. This is the place where we're gonna get to hear Lavar Ball talk about his climb. King, if you can just for 2 seconds, introduce yourself to the family.
Hey fam, I'm the Lavar Ball, the CEO of the Big Baller brand. If you want to know more, you got to watch this show because it's going down.
Yes, sir. So let's go all the way back to the beginning. Talk to me about just your childhood growing up. What was that scenario like?
Man, my childhood growing up was great because we come from a big family. I got 4 other brothers and 2 sisters. And we kept everything competitive in the hood.
Okay.
You know, I was one of the fastest, always wanted to beat people fighting, running, whatever. So that's why I never lost. Okay. So just growing up like that and with a family oriented like that, yeah. it was great. Yeah. Now, coming from South Central, everybody's, think about the gangs and all that, but it was so many of us as a family, we didn't need to join no gang. And I had my mom and dad in the house, so that's why I'm a big guy on family, because my mom and dad is big on family.
I love that, I love that. You clearly have built a large track record in the sports place. Mm-hmm. Where did you first kind of fall in love with sports, and what sports first caught your eye?
Sports not really caught my eye. I just was very competitive. So whether I'm riding a bike, a skateboard, doing flip-flops, playing football, basketball, I just love to play. Okay. So, with my pops, he always made us the strongest and the biggest, because he was strong weightlifting and stuff. That's why all my boys, we got an athletic build. All my brothers, the same thing. Mm-hmm. That's because my dad is like that. Mm-hmm. But his mindset wasn't like mine. Like, man, I can create these athletes. Because he always had this thing in his head where he was like, man, you don't want to play on the team. You should own the team. Mm-hmm. And I'm like trying to explain to him like that. I don't want to own no team. I like to play. I don't want to be up in the box. But he didn't understand that. Because if he would have did that, but sometimes he feels a little down because he's thinking he didn't give us what we needed to be athletes like that. But I'm like this, if you don't do it like that, then I don't make these 3 monsters. Because I did the same thing my dad did, but I did the training. He trained people for free. I went out to Chino Hills, they got money to pay out there. Okay. So I'm letting them, training them guys, and also training my boys every day, keeping them competitive. So that stage allowed me, and I explained to my dad, I said, without you kind of force feeding us into the pros, because you got 5 boys, we could all been NBA, NFL if he would have thought that route. But that allowed me to, I didn't start playing sports till I was in the 10th grade.
And what sport was that?
Man, it was football, basketball. We didn't play no high school sport. I mean, no football, basketball. When I was like 10 or 11, they had a flag, I mean, not a flag, but football. And me and my brothers, we was running circles around this football team. But these guys were 14 years old. Okay. And I was 11, killing them. And my dad was like, no, you ain't gonna kill my boys. And they was like, no, we need them too right there. Man, but he never pushed it like that, And then, so that allowed me to say, you know what? I'm gonna put my boys in stuff super early. And that's what happened.
So even though he doesn't push you, you still end up playing sports in college, is that right?
Right, I played basketball in college.
You played basketball in college, and then you end up making it to the NFL, right?
because I'm just an athlete. Playing basketball, 6'6", 270. Jumping, running, catching, whatever. So I never had, this is what people don't understand, I don't miss football or basketball because I never had a passion for it. I just did it.
How do you make it into the NFL? You made it to the NFL, correct?
Yes.
How do you make it to the NFL without having a passion for playing football?
Just being a pure athlete. Like I said, I can throw a fastball, I can hit a baseball, I can football, I can catch basketball, I can rebound, dribble, shoot. Swimming, I can dive, I can do a 3.5 off the 3 meter.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Go in, no splash, Greg Louganis style. They see a big sucker. I used to flip flop on the ground, doing backflips and stuff. But to be so big and to be able to do all this, like I said, when it came to playing anything, I was good for that.
How long were you in the NFL?
I was in the NFL probably with about 2 or 3 years, close to 3, going back and forth.
And what made you ultimately leave the NFL?
What made me ultimately, here's what I did. For sports, I said, you know what? Most people work for what? Car note, house note, cool. Let me take care of those first. So I'm using sports as a vehicle just to get a jump on life. So, you know, when I got drafted and went to the New York Jets, and then after going to the New York Jets, I went overseas to play in the World Football League. And then my tight end coach got fired from the Jets, but he got hooked over here at the Panthers. And then I got one little practice season over there on the practice squad. So I made me enough money by then. So then I bought out in Chino Hills. I was good.
So then what's the pivot? So you've made enough money to, like you said, I can pay a mortgage, I can pay a car note. Like, so what's the pivot?
And after doing that, I got my degree in criminal justice. I was going to go into law enforcement. But after doing the football and the money that I'm getting from there, I can't work for nobody now. I can't do no 9 to 5. So I got to do something that I'm good at, which is training. And that's when I created Big Ballers Training.
Talk to me about that.
Yes, and so now I'm in Chino Hills, bought a house out there, and now within a 5-mile radius, it's like 3 high schools. So if you want to be that one, you got to come see me. So now I'm training kids, and my narrative is in the training, I can do that like the back of my hand. I don't have to read no books and nothing like that. I know the exact stuff to do to whatever. So now I'm training all the kids, and then I'm also training people that work. So, because my narrative is this: you're gonna come see me, because first there's health and then there's wealth. If you got all the money in the world, you sick all the time or you ain't in shape. So now I'm training doctors, lawyers, car salesmen, whatever. So everybody is coming through me.
So you're a dominant athlete.
Yes.
Dominant in everything that you've done. Now you're helping the people around you become, take on this like idea and philosophy of like, let's go dominate. At what point in time do you start training your boys? At what point in time do they start getting into the training to dominate?
Here's the thing, man. I've been training my boys. Before they came out the womb, I was going to train them.
Talk to me.
So I'm telling you, I got videos and stuff where my sons is hanging on bars when they like 1 or 2 years old. And being competitive, they want to see who can hang the longest. So they drop them, I catch them, and they say, hey, like all my boys, they were walking at 8 months. Folks like, how you do that? Now, what you do is you usually have a walker, right? Okay, check this out. I put a scarf, like a bungee cord, and hold them like this so they get their balance as they 8 months. Forget that walker. I can jang them like this all day. So they balance get quick. So now they walking fast. Second thing is, after they eat, I put them on that little plastic toilet. Make sure they use the bathroom. So they potty train by 9, 10 months, all of them. People looking at me, man, you must be the super dad of this and that. No, it's how I train them. I got all day. They're my boys. So I'll put that in them like that. So they're not used to having poop in their pants and stuff like that. And I'll tell you a trick. Everybody know this. I might have to put this in the book. I don't let the baby wake me up. I wake them up at 1 or 2 in the morning and put that butt on that cold seat. And every time they hit the cold seat, they use the bathroom. I'll put them back to bed.
Time to
See,
go.
when you're doing stuff like this, people ain't doing that.
So I actually love that.
So my thing is not even in it just the training. My boys had fun. My wife was a PE teacher and she was a basketball player. Okay, I'm a football player, sports, last name Ball. Guess what you're gonna do?
Yeah.
You're gonna ball till you fall. So it's like a family thing. It's never, people get stuck on it when they say, LaVar, I love the way you push your boys. And I say, yeah, wrong. I don't push them. I lead them. There's a difference. If I lead you, that means you can turn off anytime you want. You don't like the way things are going, boom, go that way, go that way. So I ain't pushing them to do nothing. I make it fun for them. So it's not been working out. People like to say this too about me. They say, LaVar, boy, the sacrifices you done made for your family and your kids. Then I turn around and tell them I ain't made no sacrifices. This is what I wanted to do. I don't sacrifice nothing. I had them. This is what I want to do. Ain't no sacrifices. And it's funny how I train thousands of people. And my boys is the only ones that make it. Why? The consistency. And see, what they want to have the narrative is like, hey, the little one, the youngest one got to be good because the big brothers beat up on them.
Yeah, of course.
Wrong. I never had I said, man, why would you beat up to help? Always had, check this out, Melo 7, Jello 9, Lonzo 10. I'm training kids to play basketball or football that's 13, 14, 15. I'll make them go half court against my 3 boys. And then the next ones, my boys keep being on the court for hours, and it's so fun to them, it's not working out. It's not training. It's something that we love to do. And you train Monday through Friday, and guess what? On the weekend, now we test in the AAU tournaments and beat everybody that's way older than us.
One of the things that I hear in your story is this idea of alignment, right? Like, it sounds like everyone in the household was aligned. You were aligned, wife was aligned, kids were aligned. How do you get that type of alignment in a family structure?
In a family structure, I think it just comes with just being together and just love in general. Everybody understands the pecking order, okay? What's gonna look like if my wife on top of me? I'm looking a little weak, wait a minute. That's just like, I ain't saying, you got these steps, but here's the thing. If I have a white wife, she can't stay anywhere. I can't have her stay in the hood. Can't go to the gas station or nothing. Me, I can live anywhere. So that's why I migrated out to Chino Hills. And so now you have both cultures. My boys understand the white culture and the black culture, because you got these people staying in the hills and you got these people down in the hood. But you understand both of them. That's why I tell my, there's something special that we have on the fact that my boys are biracial. They get both sides to be a superstar instead of saying we just one. Because a lot of people want to be local. I don't want to be local. I want to be global. It's a difference.
So talk to me about, so we talked about them as 7, 9, 10. Let's talk to these AAU years.
Yes.
Are you coaching them? Are you leading them?
Of course.
Okay.
Because there's nobody can do what first of all, it's very hard to, let's say Melo's 6 years old. He's kindergarten or whatever, first grade. And you have Jello in the 2nd grade and Lonzo's in the 3rd grade. A lot of people think about liability, so they will not let you play the 6th and 7th graders. But I had to go in certain places. In Chino Hills, they won't let you do that. Certain places, they won't let you do that because they be like, the kids are going to get hurt. But I found a place in Laverne, and they let my boys play way up. And I got to be the coach. How is Melo ever going to play, be 11 years old playing in the 17U Platinum Division? And Lonzo leading my team at 14, and everybody else is 17. That's why my boys are so good. Because I always told them this. Everybody was like, man, you don't travel, you don't do this, you don't do that. No, I'm like this. Let me tell you this. You can be in the top, let's say 5th grader, and you're going against 10, 11. You can't beat, you 10, 11, you can't beat the worst 15-year-old. He's going to be way faster and stronger than you, even if he can't play a lick.
Biology, yeah.
So that's why I always did that, playing the boys 5 and 6 years up. And that's why they get misconstrued on the thing where they thinking, oh, Melo's a heck of a rookie. First of all, Melo been a pro since he been 16. He ain't no fresh out of high school and then come and be, Melo been playing dudes with beards and tattoos for a long time. So nothing scares him. That's why people look at him different, like, wow.
So in all of that, like we were talking about the athletic piece, what was the role of education? What was your thinking in terms of education during these kind of formative years?
With education, it's good when you have a team. And what I mean by a team, as far as athletics and discipline, that's what I handled in the household. My wife, you handle all the book stuff. So you do your thing. I got them playing up so high, you got to have them super smart. Now, my thing is this. From day one, my boys are going to be athletes. Now, as a parent, I think you give your kid two things. If they're going to be this big, then you have a good library, give them an education so they can get a job and do something. Or you give them a craft or art to do. So my boys are going to be the coolest basketball players ever. So I'm going to put all that time in. And I love it when people say the same thing about all my boys when they see them play. You can't teach that. And I'm like, who the hell you think taught them? I'm the baddest sucker on 2 feet. And that's why I try to tell them, but it's easy. So I give them that to say, you know what? I give my boys Cadillacs and BMWs in high school. Why? That's a small price to pay if I ain't got to pay for no college. I ain't got to save no money for no college. They won't get a scholarship or something. They only gonna be there for a year because I plan it like that. But if you don't plan, people don't understand what I plan. They see it where the boys is at now and don't understand that it's 18, 19 years. Give somebody some money and say, you know what? I'll be back in 18, 19 years to get the other part. Shoot, in 2 years, something gonna happen. They gonna say, can I get half of that? I gotta fix my car. So you gotta make an investment. But what's better than invest in your own?
Absolutely.
Can't beat that. Can't lose with that.
Where does the plan exist? Does the plan exist in a book? Does the plan exist in your mind? Is the plan something that you were just speaking out loud and making it manifest? Like, where does the plan exist?
The plan exists up here. From me picking my woman, I got to put the odds in my favor. Look how tall all my boys are. You know how people say, man, it's just my spirit, my love. I ain't looking for no spirit. I need somebody tall, big. I need to handle whatever. She got to be pretty, though. I just can't just be big and tall. I could have got some other girls that's a little bigger than her, not as attractive, but then I had some football players, you know. But from what I got, I put that all up here a long time ago. And I say, hey, I understand. Here's the thing. Most of the people that can't have kids, they can't have a lot of them, but they had the money to support them. But the people who don't have the money to support them, they can pop them out like nothing, no problem. So knowing I get me a Caucasian woman, I say, yo, you got one sister. Your mom's sister, she got one sister. It's a big family. So I'm like, hey, with me, you're gonna get at least 3 boys. At least 3. I want 5, but I know you can't handle 5. So guess what? You don't give me them 3. I need 1 in the middle and 2 on them lanes. So that's how it is. You know, I said, I'm gonna get 3 killers. I said, if you want some girls, you got the wrong one. I ain't gonna have nothing but boys. Now, my brothers, I'm the alpha dog. That's why I had the boys. The other ones, my brothers and sisters, you can have some girls. Y'all gonna have some girls. Well, I'm gonna have boys.
So I'm gonna come back to the sports piece, but we keep talking about the fact that you married a woman who was Caucasian.
Right.
How does that, you know, there are a lot of people who may struggle, Black people who may struggle with marrying a woman who is Caucasian, even just given what's going on around the world in terms of like Black Lives Matter and George Floyd. How are those things handled in your household? Do you guys all see eye to eye? Are you guys all on the same page? Is there still alignment?
Well, here's the thing. It's a little freer out here in LA. You go somewhere else, Mississippi, Alabama, it might not be the same. But as lucky as I am, everything is aligned the right way, where I've taught my boys to see both sides as kind of equal. And there's a difference, you know. We go to my wife's people's house and you can put your feet on the thing. You got this thing. Yeah. You go to my mom and dad, get your feet off of there.
All right, you're gonna get caught up.
So you understand both of them. And that's where it is. And until it's really not just what everybody be thinking it's a black and white thing. Actually, it's a class thing. Because if everybody looked at to be middle class or something like that, it wouldn't be no problem. So if everybody's on this level where they making all this money, now you go in there with a hood on, they don't say nothing. But when you have these class levels, oh, he from the ghetto, he got a hood on. Oh, now they got some action. Until they fix that class, that's why Michael Jordan, dark. Don't let him have all the millions and then walk down the street. So they don't look at him as being black because he got so much money.
Sure.
That's what I mean by the class.
There's a correlation between, do you believe that there's a correlation between class and ethnicity? Meaning,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. It's gotta be. Because, all blacks ain't treated the same. If you don't have nothing now, you're automatically thinking, oh, no.
Yeah.
But if you somebody, they go, oh, yeah, come on in here, you good with us.
You different.
Yeah, you different. So until they do that class thing, ain't nothing gonna change. Because like everybody, like you're talking about, the tailor and the guys and whatever. I've seen that story before, and I've seen the marching and all that. The same exact thing happened to King, Rodney King. The same exact thing. Everybody want to blow up stuff, do this and that. But I tell people, they try to look at it like you have to get on the side or do something. What I'm saying is, don't be out in the front if you ain't gonna do what you do. So everybody, like the basketball players, everybody, hey, Breonna Taylor's there. And as soon as it's time for the playoffs and no more COVID, ain't nobody marching and doing that no more. They back to their Gucci and all that stuff.
Be about it.
Elsewise, give some money to some people who gonna do something. You stay on out the way. Just fund them that they need to go do what they need to do. But they're gonna be on it all the time.
Yeah.
And just like my boys was in Chino Hills, and the next thing, they in some little thing where they riding their car with their hand up. And I told my boys, you ain't been to a PTA meeting, but they took a picture of y'all to say you supporting this. You need to give somebody some money, because as soon as basketball practice, you're gonna leave all this alone. So don't be fake and do it for just a minute, just to be like, I was there.
Yeah, Teslin, who's a family to the network and to the platform, that's one of her most famous or frequent conversations, which is that there are people who are studying this, who are in it day in and day out. There are activists who are in it day in and day out. If you are an athlete, if you are someone with money, use your platform to give them a platform.
Thank you.
Use your money to fund the work that they're doing, right?
That's what I'm trying to say. And I told my boys, I ain't make you to be no political leaders.
Right.
I made you to be basketball players.
Right.
This ain't what you do.
Know what you know.
So if you're in this thing and they throw a rock, they gonna arrest everybody because you in it. But you don't understand that part. Because you're thinking, I just want to, don't do it like that, son. Unless you're gonna do it the whole time. Don't be like, you marching and you doing all this, and then in the summertime it's too hot, and you be like, I ain't going out there. Or it's raining, I ain't doing it no more.
Yeah,
where's the marches and all that now? If you're gonna be in that, be all in, or give it to somebody who is. Just help them on that aspect, but don't try to fake that thing like that.
All right, let's take it back to, so now you're sending your boys off, right? They are starting to make it into the league. You are seeing your vision manifest. How are you feeling? Are you like, I expected this to happen, we just got more ways to go? Like, how are you feeling as you are starting to see them go from middle school to high school to the leagues? How are you feeling?
Right. At the end of the day, this is only entertainment. And I teach my boys how to entertain. There was never a thought where it's like, you know what, you're not going to the league.
Not an option.
No. The thing I told my boys, two things. You born to go pro. And the second thing is basketball. Somebody got to be better than Jordan. Why not you? Never was, when you get 18, 19, we're going to have millions of dollars. Never been about the money. If you don't make it about the money, now you got something to strive for. My boys are the only ones who's trying to be the best players ever. So it ain't about no goddamn contract. And at some point, all three of them gonna play together, and y'all really gonna see a show. And people keep.
When's that gonna happen? You gotta bet on that when we're gonna see all three of the Ball brothers together.
I don't need to bet on it because it's for sure. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna tell you a year you look forward to. 2024.
Okay, let's lock it.
2024. And you know what people say? They say, LaVar, what's the odds? All your boys play. They're not going to all play on the same team. I said the same odds as me coming in the game with my own brand. Never happened before. So my odds are great.
So let's talk about that. You could, again, you're raising superstars. Yes. Most of the people who are blessed to have raised superstars, those superstars don't go sign with a Nike or a Reebok or Adidas. You made in all that you've done, you have been incredibly intentional and incredibly deliberate and strategic about the moves that you made.
Right.
What made you say, we're not gonna go sign with one of these brands that already exists, we're gonna create a brand that is anchored in our family?
I've been thinking about that before the boys is, even coming to this, because I'm looking at this. 90% of the league is black.
Yeah.
But why we don't own nothing?
Yeah.
All these owners, all this stuff going on. I said, man, we're going to come in here with our own brand. Now, what I tell people about a brand, it's the biggest thing you can get. Because if you're not going to buy Nike, Adidas, you're going to buy Spalding, Champion. It's just a brand. So what I try to explain to people, and they say, well, your brand ain't this, your brand ain't that. And let me tell you this. I'm in the race. A lot of y'all ain't even in the race.
Facts.
And one of the things what you're not going to do, that's what scares a lot of folks, man. Ownership is everything. People have offered me a lot of money for triple Bs. And I'm talking about a couple of 300 million. Is that money? No. Some people are like, you crazy. 300 million, you crazy. But if they make billions off of that, this would happen to a lot of black brands. I'm going to tell you. Then this is the real stuff. You create this brand, and then they say, you know what? Let me give you 400, 500 million. Then they put it on the shelf. They just want to get it out the way. We don't understand that part yet. What I mean by that, where's the cross colors? Where's the FUBU? Where's the Percy Miller's clothes or any of this stuff? Look at it. I'm the only black brand that's pretty much left. And then people want to go crazy when they say, wow, this sweater. Yeah, I'll make it. $600. Oh, you crazy? $600 for a sweater? Nike don't make no sweater because they can't make a $600 sweater. I can. It's my brand. I can do whatever I want. I got motorcycle jackets. I ain't got a motorcycle. I do it because I want to. Have you ever had somebody make a motorcycle jacket in athletic apparel? Hey, and make hot sauce? Yeah, I got hot sauce too. Stay in your lane. Same thing. We're going to have rims and tires coming out. Now, Nike, they can make a casual shoe for 120. Can't make no shoe that costs 700 like this one right here. It's a lifestyle shoe. I'm the only one. Think about it. I had the MB1s, the ZO2s, and the G3s, basketball performance shoes, and I sold them, and I still sell them. Balenciaga, a Prada, can't make no basketball shoe, ain't nobody gonna wear it.
So let me ask you this question. So you have complete control.
I got complete control.
One of the challenges that black-owned businesses have when it comes to scaling, and it sounds like you have built scale, is that you can't scale without capital. Where does the capital to scale come from? Is this self-funded? Have you gone out and raised money? How have you been able to scale these brands?
I look way ahead of that. Why I got to raise money? And I made 3 NBA players. They're the money right there. Shoot. And what about me? Family. I got my own money. Before the boys even in the league, I got a Facebook show. They paying me money. And they get messed up on this thing without this boys ain't no Lavar. No, without me ain't the boys. Y'all got that mixed up. Ownership. My boys for the NBA, you know what they are? Employees. But when it's all said and done, they have ownership of these triple Bs. So the money, I'm already thinking about that. And it's like this. At the end of the day, if you let that money, somebody asked me a while back, they said, where you see yourself in 5, 10 years? I said, as the biggest brand ever. And they say, hey, man, come on, man. We got Nike, McDonald's, come on, you. I'm looking at it like this. You got Gatorade. Gatorade can't make no clothes. Nike can't make no water. I got water, rims and tires.
Why do you think that you were able to build a brand that is that expansive, right?
It's that expansive. I'm gonna show you why. Because I'm not a publicly traded company. So I don't have to listen to nobody, and I make my deals quick.
You got a board of directors?
Board of directors? Me. Who else? And you know what? When I set it up with the other board of directors, guess who they're gonna be? My sons. 5 people. Me, my wife, and my 3 boys. 20% every way. We good. But there's a difference what I explain to my boys too, and this is some knowledgeable stuff. When you are LeBron or you are Trey Young or you Michael Jordan, any of these athletes, you have an endorsement deal. You know what an endorsement deal consists of? A fee. A fee is, okay, how about you wear these shoes and I pay you $10 million, $2 million a year, no matter what. Okay, now when you're dealing with a brand, which is me, triple Bs, I don't deal with no fee. I deal with a percentage. So if you make 500 mil, you take your 250 and give me my 250 and let's go again next year to see what it sells. Nobody does that. That's why I try to tell these guys, forget them endorsement deals. They look at my son, Melo, I let him go to Puma. Why? to show them what they not gonna do. You can't be a billionaire unless you own something. The only way you can own something is with triple P's. So now, Melo's seeing them guys, but when we do our thing, I'm not done with them. I'm just letting them, I said, man, you got Jason Kidd, Chris Webber, and all these guys wear these Nikes, and then when their career is over, what they doing now? Nike said, on to the next one.
Yeah.
On to the next one. A lot of these guys, they got the money to create their own shoe, their own stuff, but they stuck in their mind like, I can't wait for Adidas or Nike to sign us.
Yeah, we're big believers in just economic empowerment.
Man.
It's incredible to see the way that you are building economic empowerment just within your family, right? And the legacy that you're building. Dream with me, because I'm super interested. Talk to me about the Triple B brand and all of the places where you see it expanding.
The Triple B brand is going to be one of the biggest on the fact that I can do so many things. I don't have to go to a boardroom and say, you know what, we're selling athletic apparel. What are we doing trying to get in this lane selling rims for a car? So whatever I feel my vision is, it can go, and it's not going to get diluted by 15 or 20 people saying, 5 of us, let's do this, let's not do this, let's not do this. I want to be in everything. And it's not about the money. I just want to see how big it can grow. And one of the things I've learned, I've been to 18 different countries. U.S. ain't the only place you can make money.
Facts.
But you also have the right, you have to have the right people around you that trust and know the culture. How you gonna deal with China and you ain't got nobody that's Chinese? So some of these camps can have all this money, but they're not listening to that. So you better have somebody you can trust to have you navigate. Because my thing is this, you gotta have diversity. If you don't have that diversity, you cannot be global.
Facts.
How do I send a different race in Nordstrom's to try to get in there? No, how about I send my Caucasian buddy that works for me? Go over there and talk to them. Mm-hmm. How about I try to do something in the AAU or raise something in the hood where a lot of ghettos is at, and I send white or Chinese over there? And I don't believe them. Can't get to them. So you have to have people that you trust. To be global, you have to be diverse, and you have to be cool with everybody. And that's the way I want to show it. But I also want to show people what happens when a Black family sticks together. Usually the money's going to separate you.
That's why I asked about alignment. How did you get alignment early?
It's going to separate you.
Yeah.
You know, because what happens is, when I show my boys, when we start off, we big, everybody, we doing great. That's because nobody has a camp yet. Alonzo has a camp. Melo has a camp. Cello has a camp. So all the people in your camp is not thinking family no more, because all the people around you got to make money. So everything is about the money now, because everybody around you is about that money thing. So that's why I'm in the process right now of bringing my folks back to understand, as now, if they spread us out, we're not strong, but we come back as a group to align things up.
Yeah.
Now, like I told my boys in the beginning, it wasn't about the money. Now your camp, all your folks are making it about the money. The Rich Pauls, they got to get their percentage. The people that's dealing with Melo got to get their percentage. But if we don't worry about that, and hey, this is what I'm telling y'all about ownership, you always gonna own something. And I'm not building this for me, I'm good. After I finish shutting it down, it's called generational wealth.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you something, people always, and it might be contradicting, but I'm gonna explain it this way. When I make something this big, there's no exit plan. Why would I leave? And I'll give you a scenario. You have a cow and you want to eat. I mean, you're going to eat steak. But for you to eat that steak, you got to kill that cow, but you're going to have the best steaks for at least a year. But then nobody else eats. Or how about you keep that cow and you keep milking it? After you gone, your kids milk it. After they gone, so the cow's never dead. That's what I'm saying. Ain't no exit. I ain't leaving nothing that I built. So some people might be saying, you gotta have an exit plan so you can sell it. I'm not trying to sell it. I'm trying to let my kids be cool. Just like you understand the last name Lamborghini, Rolls Royce. That ball name, you gonna understand that when I'm finished with this. That ball name will go around. Your kids gonna be like, man, you better make I sat with that guy. People don't understand. Watch how grand this is. I'm lining up some stuff that's gonna be major, because I'm not looking at the little millions of dollars. Like I tell my boys, about the bees. We all can be millionaires by ourselves, but we can be billionaires together. All the families, that's the ones you say, oh, they billionaires as a family. Not a solo. Solo, you get 300, 400. Like I told Melo this. I said, Melo, Kobe, the late great Kobe, Nike for 20 years, only worth $600 million. They done made billions each quarter, and you only get $600 million? I don't think you're gonna like that, son. And you with Pumas, so you really ain't gonna make that.
Right.
You wear Pumas, man. Everybody wanna know the goddamn Pumas. I don't care who they are. I play basketball. That dude was from Converse, man. Why you think everybody leave Puma? That's why I'm like, but you gotta do exactly what they say, Melo. When they want you over here, you go over there. You got 38 different color waves. And how much money they giving you, they're gonna wait until the next dude come up. Because that's how it happens. We can get rid of Kyrie if we got Ja Morant saying, I'll be next.
Next up.
But imagine somebody making their own stuff, like I said, ownership. Because if all these championships that Jordan had won, can you imagine if he would have owned some Payless shoes or his own brand?
Sure.
And that's why people, they get at me crazy when I say Mike don't own nothing.
Yeah.
And they said, no, he owns Jumpman. I said, no, Jumpman is a subsidiary of Nike. Just like Zion. Hey, you busted up that Zion shoe, that Nike shoe. Yeah, you ain't got to sign with Nike, but sign with Jumpman.
Yeah.
So they're going to let Mike be the face of that thing. But here's the bad thing. When I'm telling anybody on Revolt, when Michael Jordan shut it down, I bet you they don't get none of that stuff to his family. They're going to put it right back where they had it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's incredible. We talk all the time about how Black culture is America's greatest export, right? We talk about the billions of dollars that we've built in terms of industries,
right?
And how we don't actually own or have any of those billions.
You don't have
right?
none of that. That's why all these rappers.
Yeah.
What does Balenciaga and Supreme and everybody do? Give it to them. They're going to be out there shining with our stuff on. The baby, all of them, Gucci, Gucci, Gucci. And then when I make something, put a price on it, they be like, it's too goddamn high. Are you kidding me?
Music industry is really interesting for me because so much of like the slave language is still embedded in our conversation, right? So the fact that they literally call them their masters, right? And people don't own their masters,
you don't own your
right?
Exactly.
Yeah, the idea, like all that stuff just permeates through our language. The other thing you talk a lot about is like, I love this idea of you bringing the family back together. I love that you have let them go out and learn on their own, but you are also allowing them, saying it's time to come back together. One of my favorite quotes is, surely we will all hang together or we will all hang separately, right? If we by ourselves, they're gonna just pick us off and pick us off.
Exactly.
But if we pull together as a community, as a family, right, we can make it happen. Okay, so you talk so much, look, bro, you're so successful. You've done such an incredible work and job, again, building this company, raising these young men. Failure. You know failure? Have you failed? Have you seen failure?
No. I think it's all how you look at it. And my famous line, are you built for this? Ain't no failure if you built for this. You gotta keep going forward. What's the next thing? Just make it happen. If you don't believe in it like that, that's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But if you don't have no vision, you can't fly with precision. That's my thing. So the only people, when they talk about, they say the boys are not with triple Bs and they're not wearing this, they're not doing this. They don't understand. I talk to my boys all the time. And the only way triple B is gonna stop is if me and my wife stop. They ain't got nothing to do with the boys. So what I'm trying to explain to people, if you believe in something, regardless of how much time it takes, you can have whatever you want. But are you willing to put in the time to get it? If somebody told you, like I said, I'll give you a story. I figure a man can have any woman that he wants. Now, even if she's married or whatever, if you really want her, you might have to wait 50 years till she become a widow. Do you still want her? Are you still after that? Or you say, I'm gonna do something else. Some girls take a week to get, some take a month, some take years. But what time are you willing to put in to get what you want? The one guy tells me, he says, man, Lavar, I work 3 jobs. I want a Rolls Royce. I'm like, why? Why do you want the Rolls Royce? Cause I just want to, let me tell you one thing. If you work in 3 jobs, you're never gonna get a Rolls Royce. And you getting that Rolls Royce for somebody else to say you in a Rolls Royce. You're not getting it for you, because you can get from A to B with this car right here. So you gotta understand, are you trying to get these things to justify people on the outside looking in saying, this is who you are? That's why, I had to explain to my boys, a lot of people that don't have much and they see you with all the jewelry on, say, wow, you catering to them because they don't have much. So they like, this dude got a lot. You don't see Bill Gates and none of these guys, Warren Buffett with all that stuff on, that don't faze them. So what I'm trying to tell you, don't impress the people outside, impress yourself on how you feel. And you know what? Somebody asked me, they said, LaVar, you being successful. I said, well, you know what? Successful is a state of mind. On the fact that if you coming from a family of 12 and you got your own apartment and a job and you being productive, you're successful. But don't look at me because I got on a $600 sweater or drive these fancy cars and be like, hey, look at me. I got a big house and he's super successful. That's
It's
not
important to define success for ourselves.
Exactly. And somebody's success can be different from this person right here.
Absolutely.
Now, like the cars that I have, I get them because I want them. I don't get them for people on the outside to say, man, he drove up in a Maybach, or he drove up in this, he got this, he got that. That's people on the outside. That's why I bring some of these people to my house, and these youngsters, got some money rappers and stuff. I got a big chandelier that say big baller with the triple B's on it. And I say, you know what? See if you can hang that from your neck. You can't even hang that in an apartment, too big. So I'm saying, they ain't showing you that you made it. Say, LaVar, I never see you with no jewelry and no watch on. The dude asked me the other day, he said, man, LaVar, what time is it? I said, I don't know. I ain't gotta be nowhere on time. I don't need no watch. What time? I gotta hurry up and get out of here. No, because I move on my own pace. And when you can do that, them Rolexes and all that stuff, that's for people that, man, look at all the jewelry you got on. Now you got a closet full of jewelry. But I don't need that. I like to go in there like this. And can buy whatever I want to do, whatever I want. Like I tell, some of these other people that they do these interviews and stuff, the Charles Barkley's and Skip Bayless and all them, they got to stay there. They're employees. I told them I'm the only one who can just get up and leave and ain't got no repercussions. You guys got to stay here and do your job until you have your own thing. Now, going back to you, Revolt. You think I can talk like this on ABC? They don't want to see it like that, too strong. But see, now, when you guys can do your own thing. Ownership, now you're like, hey, I'm gonna let this dude say whatever he wants right here.
Right.
So now you're gonna get this out there where most folks is like, oh, turn on light bulb. But you can't get this if you don't own this. Because they won't let you talk about what they want you to talk about.
Absolutely.
That's why some of them folks be like, LaVar, man, all the hate that you get from where? Ain't nobody on the street come up to me and say you an a-hole. Them folks be like, man, LaVar, I love what you do. Man, it's a lot of people that give me love. But I'm only one. They say, man, you ain't got no, you don't need all the security. I say, I'm big. I can slap the hell out of anybody. Leave me alone. I'm dangerous. But people see me around certain places and they be like, what you doing down here? You doing this shopping at Food for Less and at Sam's Club? Yes, I got to eat too. I like doing my own thing. I thought you would send somebody. They don't know what I like. They don't know. They might get the wrong thing. So I keep doing my own stuff. And like I said, I'm the only guy that's ownership. And I have to make these people understand this. I go out here in Vegas and it's a basketball tournament and I'm signing stuff and I'm saying, hey, purchase some Big Baller brand stuff or whatever. And the girl comes up to me and she got on Calvin Klein. And she said, LaVar, you charging people for autographs? I said, well, no. I said, just buy something. But I tell you what, go get somebody else's autograph for free. Don't worry about mine. Go get theirs. But I said, let me tell you something, sweetheart. I guarantee you ain't gonna never, ever, and I say again, they say never, you ain't gonna never shake hands with Calvin Klein. I'm Triple B's, I own this. I'm the owner, take a picture. Take a picture with the man who owns the brand who's on the bottom floor. I ain't got no people saying, no, don't go and do that show. Don't go do that. They not on. That's not NBC. That's not TNT. Okay. I'll let y'all know I can do the ABCs, Sports Center, whatever I want. From any level. Because most people like what they want to say. Yo, D, how much you gonna pay me for this? I want to speak on this. Man, I'll come down here because I want to.
I love it.
I ain't worried about no fee. Somebody else, hey man, how much? So I might charge you, I might not, on how I feel about things. This is strong right here. It's Revolt thing, it's a movement.
I appreciate it.
It's a movement.
I appreciate it.
That's why I come down, it's a movement. when you start interviewing all these successful, so-called successful Black people, it makes our mind grow to say, you know what? I can do this. You know, the famous thing everybody like to say is, when you're successful, I just want to give the next guy hope. Man, that sounds good. How about you give them $1,000 and see if they get started a check or something like that? And see, what I'm not going to do is try to give a bunch out right now. You don't do that, because now you're like MC Hammer and all these other guys. You broke, you gave it out too much.
Too soon.
Get established where it's a residual income, and when you give away 10 million, 4 million, you don't miss it.
Yeah.
When you get somebody started, my thing is this, and this is further down the line for me, but it's something that I want to do, and you have to be liquid to get this done. And what I mean by that is set up a Black bank. I'll give you another little thing, man. This is crazy. And all these folks gonna think about this way.
Okay.
They say to me, LaVar, you cost your sons the bag. I said, you goddamn right. Because if you can put it in the bag, it ain't enough. And where the bag go? In the truck. So what you want, the truck. Get bag up the Brinks truck. Nah, don't bag it up. Yeah, bag it up to my bank. Big baller bank. Gotta get a bank. At the end of the day, I got, you know what I mean, Black-owned banks, about 20 of them, man, throughout this world.
Yeah, there's not many.
Not many? I'm a, man, let me get my time
even,
and my
even
stuff.
those Black-owned banks
you.
don't own. A lot of them are still funded by.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if and this is what happens, man. And we on that competitive edge where Oprah say, I got more money than Jordan. Jordan say, I got more money than Tyler Perry. Man, if all y'all got together and did something.
Strength in numbers.
All them billions you so-called got, but everybody like,
Strength in numbers.
Can't do that. But see, I want to get involved when I'm liquid enough to make that bank. So now I'm cashing checks at, not Chase, but wherever I'm at.
Yeah.
And now I'll give a guy who can go in somewhere else of our ethnicity and be like, yo, I need 100,000, 200 for this loan to get this business. I don't think it's gonna do good. But I want to be that bank owner and be like, you know what? I'm gonna give that dude that shot.
Make that bet.
Even if I lose that 200,000, I just got a great feeling that it might happen. And if it don't, I ain't gonna be like, but I'm gonna give him an opportunity that he's not gonna get. Now, if you look at people that's from China or another country, what they do, San Juan Bank, East West Bank, they get their banks first. So why don't we follow that blueprint?
I got one more question for you, brother.
Yes.
You are an incredible visionary. It has been incredible to hear again how intentional and deliberate you have been from decades ago. When you match up that vision that you had, let's say 30 years ago, to where you are today, is there a gap? Are you exactly where you thought you were going to be at this moment in time? Has it grown? Have you surpassed those original dreams and visions?
I haven't surpassed it because that vision ain't nothing. You know how they say the sky's the limit? That's why I'm good enough to just chill and don't do nothing. But I'm gonna keep going and make this so grand that I just want to see where it go. But I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I think everybody is. And whatever time you put in to do what you're supposed to, that's where you at. If you put more time, you're gonna be further. But if I can see where I'm supposed to be at right now, that's not good for me because it's not gonna make me wake up the next day. I might get seeing the same thing. And it's not even push, just going first. So what can I do next? Because at the end of the day, this is how things go, being Black or being anybody. After you bought everything, from the houses to the cars to the jewelry to whatever you want, what's left?
That's it.
You better have a passion to do something. So hopefully that's good. You have a passion to do something. But at the end of the day, you got all this money and all this stuff. You got to help somebody, whether it be one person, 10 people, 100 people, 1,000 people. At the end of the day, you don't want to be at the top of this mountain where everybody's saying, you know what, he's a billionaire, he got this, he got that, but who have he helped?
Yeah.
Just like you got some of these people that, that talk about, the Charles Barkleys and Stephen A. Smiths and the people I run into or talk crazy. I'm like, you talking crazy about me, I got my boys, whatever. My JBA league, at least I had it for a year. I took care of 60 different families from 60 different people. where have you guys brought one guy in to intern to be a goddamn sports talker or something? Are you helping anybody do anything? Do you have a section where you say, you know what, we got these young entrepreneurs who want to have their own little, you can set up stuff, podcasts, whatever, and just get behind it. But you don't see them doing that, but they want to talk about how I'm doing my thing, what I'm doing my boys, whatever. No, help somebody do something, because that's the end goal. At the end, if you don't help nobody, I mean, it's cool about a legacy and all that, but at least you'll feel good that you say, you know what, I started this person off. I started this person off.
Absolutely.
I helped them do this. Just for a small amount of time. You got to help somebody do something. That's the end game.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I always say, people are always like, what do you want your legacy to be? What is your story? And my answer is, I don't want people telling my story. I want them to tell the story of all the people that I had the privilege of touching, of working with, right? Like, that's going to be my story. My story is being written every day by the amazing people at Revolt who are doing incredible work for the culture,
and see, and that's that true stuff that you're not going to hear on some of these networks. When you do it like that and break stuff down so people can kind of analyze, like, you hear a lot of things it's supposed to be a certain way, but then when you hear it and it makes sense like that, but it's never told like that, you can't do that if you don't have this platform.
Absolutely.
If you don't have this platform, that don't mean nothing.
Absolutely.
You know, you can help one or two people. Because at the end of the day, also being a parent, I think what a parent's job is what they want is to make sure their kids are taken care of after they leave. Doing something, whether they're either playing sports, making money, or they're educational, whatever. As long as you know you can take care of yourself and you're gonna be good, I think that's all what a parent wants at the end. So it's a good thing, you know.
Brother, I have enjoyed this conversation. I thank you for seeing us. I thank you for seeing Revolt. I thank you for celebrating us. I thank you for being what Revolt is, which is about being unapologetically yourself. I've never seen you be anything different. Right. You know what I mean? But I just appreciate you.
Here's the thing with you too. You guys, like I said, I can sit here and talk for hours and be very comfortable talking with you on the fact that I've been in these interviews. Lavar, how's Triple B's? Good. What about Lonzo? How's his knee? What about Jello? What about Mello? All this hidden agenda stuff. Are you going to be with Facebook again? Are you going to do that? Now, but you see how we flow?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is one of the most comfortable times I've had, man.
Oh, I love it.
And it's very comfortable when you can just talk to people like this without the hidden agendas. Because I'm like this. People like to come in and they say, LeVar, we got the script. We're going to do this. Hey, I ain't reading nothing. You ask me a question. If it's crazy, I'm going to come at you crazy. If it's all right, then we cool. I don't mind you interviewing me, whether you do it one time or your last time. There's a lot of people who interview me and can't interview me no more.
Last time.
Your Ramona Shell Burns can't touch me. The other guy who used to be on ESPN, no. Anybody who go against me, the Whitlocks and all them, where y'all at now? You ain't doing nothing. Because they done kick you to the side. And I'm telling you, the folks at the top tell you what you're going to do and what you're not doing.
Of course, control.
I keep going back to my man Shannon. Shannon was good for a minute. He bought the shoes and everything until he flipped on me. Because they told him upstairs, hold on, goddamn it. And I'm telling you why. And I'm like, they control you. You act up at a game, man, you don't want to smoke. You go back to work, they say, hey man, we can't have you doing that. So guess what? Say you sorry. Okay, you want to keep this job, you better say you're sorry. Until you have your own network and you say, you know, that's what happened. I don't say sorry for nothing because I don't do nothing where I gotta say I'm sorry. I don't have to be apologetic because it ain't gonna do nothing.
You are giving us all of the energy that we need. We are in a battle where we are fighting for Black-owned media.
Yes.
And there are some Black media that is just controlled with Black faces, but it's still owned by somebody different.
Boy, I love your style.
You got some that are Black targeted, but it's still owned by other people. And so for you to come in and validate the importance of Black-owned media, and this is what we tell people all the time, because we have the control, because my boss, Sean Combs, allows us to be free, and so we can have these conversations. So, brother, thank you for being here.
No, thank you guys,
so grateful. I hope that this is a relationship we can continue to build.
Oh, definitely. We have to.
Love the conversation. Thank you for being here, King.
No, thank you.
Appreciate you.
All right, Revolt, you got to do your thing. I love it.
Love. Man, what an incredible, phenomenal interview with my man, Lavar Ball. So many gems and so many takeaways, but the 3 takeaways that I want you guys to take from this interview, 1, be strategic. Everything this man has done is intentional and deliberate. You're talking about decades of planning. None of this stuff is happening on accident. This is a man who had a vision. This is a man who had a plan. This is a man who had a strategy, and he is executing on it daily. 2, the other thing I want you guys to take away from it is this strength in numbers. You're talking about someone who has united his family, aligned his family around their purpose and around their mission. And I think that if we can learn to do that as in our own families, but also as a community. You know, I dropped a quote on them during the conversation: surely we will all hang together, or we will all hang separately. This is a man who has been intentional about making sure that his family hangs together, and I love that. And the third thing that I want you guys to take away is something that is incredibly important to us at Revolt, where we talk about the power of ownership. Black culture is pop culture. Black culture has built billions of dollars. Black culture has built industries that never ever existed before. And somehow we don't own any of what we built. And so from him, you see again a man that is strategic about making sure that he has ownership. Because when you have ownership, you have control. You have control over your business. You have control over your brand. And you have control over your narrative. And I think that's a takeaway that all of us can benefit from. Man, this was an incredible interview, one that I will remember for a very long time. I'm grateful for Lavar Ball stopping by Revolt today. Looking forward to the next interview. Love.